Thunder, feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder.
Welcome everybody to Glockcast episode number 11. This episode is sponsored by Gladiator mouth guards. I'll get into that later in the show. Thunder. That's what the Eagles running back situation will be like with Jay Ajayi and the Garrett Blunt. Thunder, thunder, thunder. We'll get into a crazy trade deadline, an absolutely trade deadline. We're going to talk heavy birds throughout the show. We're going to talk power rankings. We're going to bring Dunphy in for fantasy. A lot of buys this week, a lot of injuries. He'll help us out. My fantasy team is an absolute shambles. We'll have Hudson. He's going to be calling in at some point to talk about the top teams in the NFL. We got a busy show today. And in studio with me is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Robbie McLaughlin. What up, Rob?
I'm feeling good. I'm in love. I'm starstruck by Ben Simmons. I want to marry him.
You love him. You love him. There's no reason not to love him.
I know. He is the reincarnation of LeBron James.
LeBron 2.0, as I wrote.
Indeed.
Ben Simmons equals?
LeBron.
Superstar. But yes, LeBron too. So how about this trade deadline, dude? Did you see this Jay Ajayi move coming at all?
No, but I'm happy with it.
I'm extremely happy with it. Not even exactly for this year, but for beyond. Yeah, I think it'll help this year, but beyond next year, they didn't have a running back. Who were they going to put next year? They would have had to draft somebody anyway. I like this. 24 years old. I mean, Ajayi was a second-round fantasy pick. He's a stud.
He's a stud. 1,000 yards guaranteed. Not this year. Next year, when he plays a full season. Get a fourth-round pick. That's better than spending a second-round pick on a running back.
I agree, and a guy that's already pretty damn good. Yeah, I would have liked to gotten a tackle or a linebacker, of course, but, Howie surprises us again. Just an amazing trade deadline overall. Seattle gets better. They get left tackle Dwayne Brown. That's probably a guy that some Eagle fans would have liked to seen Howie go after. The Bills, in his shocker, acquire Calvin Benjamin from Carolina.
I think he's big, fat, and slow, but they got to go after the Bills Mafia.
The Bills haven't been in the playoffs since '99. I think that's a great move for them, to be honest with you.
I respect it.
I definitely respect it, and that's another one that came out of left field. And then Jimmy Garoppolo goes from New England to San Fran. I guess that ends the C.J. Beathard era.
He stinks.
Oh, my God.
We'll see what Jimmy G can do, too. I'm not as high on him as everyone else.
Well, you know what? I kind of think from a San Fran perspective, now they can maybe draft the left tackle or even Barkley, and the Shanahans love their running backs. So, dude, anything that they could do is better than what they had on the field this past Sunday, because that was ugly.
Oh.
Oh, my God, dude. Jalen Mills, NFC Defensive Player of the Week, too, by the way. Thank you, C.J. Beathard.
Yeah,
you should send him a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
Beathard. I don't know why I keep calling him Beathard. You know what? I don't want to call him anything because he stinks. So how's that sound? So we're halfway through the season here, Rob. What are you thinking? The Eagles are the favorite to go to the Super Bowl right now.
Absolutely.
6-1.
Oh, that's official from Vegas?
Yeah, 6-1.
Buckets are the best team in the NFL right now, except Tom Brady.
All right, we'll get into that. Power rankings coming up. But I got a couple questions for you. This has been a pretty wild NFL season, wouldn't you say here?
Yes.
Absolutely insane on and off the field. We'll talk about Zeke, the saga that never ends. What's your biggest surprise so far this season, team-wise? I want to hear your biggest surprise and your biggest disappointment. I got a couple myself.
My biggest surprise is the Bills Mafia, and it's enjoyable watching it. The Raiders just went up there and got smoked by 20 points.
Dude, I know. I didn't see that coming at all.
No.
Shady McCoy's a beast.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chip.
Yeah.
We got Ajayi now. It's no big deal. But anyway, I agree with you. I think the Bills are they're the biggest surprise for me, too. Nobody saw them coming. If I was going to throw another one in, I would throw in the Rams. Nobody saw them really coming either. McVay's a stud. Peterson, McVay, and McDermott are probably the favorites for Coach of the Year right now. It's a tight race for Coach of the Year. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out. I agree with you. Bills. Disappointment?
For now, it's the Atlanta Falcons.
Your boys. Stink.
We'll see. There's plenty of time left.
It's
Big game at Carolina.
I hate to keep ripping them because it's not even that they stink. They don't stink. I shouldn't say that. It's just the Super Bowl hangover is so real. You can't lose a game like they lost. That's why this year is so big for the Eagles. You get one opportunity. Atlanta had their opportunity. Carolina had their opportunity. You see where those two teams are? In the shitter.
It's true. You got to take
the
advantage
Eagles
of
have their opportunity this year. They're putting everything into it. This could be their window, and it could close quickly. So, I mean, look at Atlanta. They're a prime example. But my biggest disappointment is the Raiders, dude.
Yeah, that car injury threw them way off, I feel like.
I think the Marshawn Lynch signing was the beginning of the end there.
It's a lot of distraction out of him.
It's too much. Yeah. And they're moving. They're going to Las Vegas. But they're a disappointment to me. I thought this team could maybe make a run at the Super Bowl. I mean, you could throw the Giants in there too, but I can't stand them, so I don't even want to give them any credit. But the Raiders could have been a Super Bowl contender here this year, and they're pretty much done, I'd say. Speaking of surprises, which team that is currently in playoff contention right now falls out for you? There's a bunch in there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I just don't see them in two teams making it from that division. The Titans and the Jags, one of them has to fall out, and I'm a bigger believer in the Titans.
Why does nobody like the Jaguars? They have a pretty damn good defense. They run the football. Why does nobody like the Jaguars? Hudson doesn't like the Jaguars either.
It starts with Blake Bortles.
Wow.
How many games can he win in a year?
Well, let's look at the playoff. Let's look at the playoff quarterbacks. Alex Smith, besides
doesn't make mistakes,
and Brady. All right, doesn't make mistakes. Mariota, whatever. Tyrod Taylor, Case Keenum, Jared Goff. I mean,
that's rough quarterbacks, but Bortles has been there before and thrown the interceptions before. No one can have the faith in Bortles.
All right. I mean, they could easily fall out. That division's wide open, though. The team for me that falls out, the Rams. I don't think the Rams will be there in the end. I think they're a good story right now. I just can't see them being there in the end. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I not giving them enough credit?
I looked at their schedule quickly. It's light. They could end up there, but I can also.
Gurley is a beast, but if I had to pick one, there would be the team I would pick.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue. Their schedule's not bad though. I don't have it in front of me, but it's not hard.
I would say Minnesota, but they're 6-2 right now. It's going to be almost tough for them to fall out.
I know.
So, but I mean, a lot of season left here is the point. And which team that is currently not in the playoffs do you think gets in the playoffs?
Mine's the Atlanta Falcons and starts this week against the Panthers in Carolina.
Don't. Dude, you know this is their first division game of the season?
That's good.
That's not good.
They have been playing bad football. If they turn it around, it's good.
It's week 8. How could the NFL do that? They just played the AFC East all in a row. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. Isn't that a little ridiculous? My team's the Houston Texans. I think they're going to win this division. I watched Deshaun Watson absolutely thread that Seattle defense. He is a superstar. He looks like Michael Vick. I'm saying Houston wins that division, and I'm rooting for Houston to win that division. I don't care about Dwayne Brown.
He's the individual surprise of the year by a mile.
Absolutely. Yeah, he might be. Yeah, it's him and Wentz right now for MVP. Yeah. Don't hand me Brady. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I'm giving Wentz the MVP. I'm just saying Watson's the surprise. Wentz is 7-1, freaking general.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into some of the top teams right now, and one of our best articles on Mouthpiece every week, people look forward to it from all over the globe, are the power rankings. And we have on the line is every week the power rankings king, Matt Hudson. What's up, Matt?
How we doing?
Nice of you to join us again this week, all the way from Arizona. When are you coming home, Matt, ever?
Yeah, I'll be home twice in December. Might stop down and watch the Birds beat down on the Raiders.
Yeah, we got to get you. We got to get you in studio.
Sure, man. Love to stop in.
All right, so we're talking. We want to go over our top 5 teams. Matt, start us off if the people haven't read your power rankings. If they haven't, I don't know what they're doing, but enlighten them a little bit.
All right. Well, just to go off that again, if you haven't read them, read them. Coming in at number 1, we got the Eagles, 7-1. Don't tell me anything other than that. Patriots at 2, Seahawks 3, Steelers 4, Chiefs 5. We got the same top 5 last week.
Man, you love yourself some Seattle Seahawks, don't you?
I absolutely do, man. Deshaun Watson was great last week, but you know who was better? Russell Wilson, the realest in the game.
He was pretty damn good last week. He was. Dude, that goes back to that week MVP race we talked about last week, huh, Matt? I got a Jack Brownie update, by the way. I'm officially blocked. I haven't been blocked by somebody in quite some time. All I said to him, I was watching the Seahawks and Texans. All I said was, how's that MVP race looking? And I got blocked. I got the axe by Jack Brownie. But, Rob, go ahead with your top 5 teams. Matt, I think you might be a little angry with this. Go ahead.
And with no surprise, it is the Patriots at number 1. Then the Eagles.
Get the hell out of here.
Tom Brady.
Wrong, but go ahead.
All right, to continue what I was saying, the Patriots are number 1, the Eagles are number 2, Steelers 3, Seahawks 4, Chiefs 5.
Now, hit us up
Gotcha.
at MP Sports Talk for that reaction. I would love to hear some reaction on Rob's top 5 teams. He's got New England number 1.
Holy hell. Come on, dude. Brady is the GOAT. We're not talking about the GOAT. We're talking about right now. The Eagles are 7-1. Are you watching the games on the weekend? What are you doing?
I'm watching them.
Ridiculous.
If you meet me in
Ridiculous.
Baltimore, you bring the Eagles and the Patriots. Who you taking tomorrow? They're playing in Baltimore.
I don't care where they're playing. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm taking the
Have you
Eagles
not
as
seen
well
what
right
they're
now. I
doing?
hate to tell you.
I'm taking Tom Brady.
All right. You know,
my money.
everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm going to give out mine here, and this might make some people mad too. I got the Eagles 1, Patriots 2, Steelers 3, Seattle 4, and making their way into the top 5, knocking old friend Andy Reid off of the top 5, the New Orleans Saints. Andy Reid, I'm telling you, that team's going down the toilet. I watched Monday night. He's throwing halfback or wide receiver passes. I'm knocking KC down a rug, and the Saints get on at the top 5. They're playing pretty good football, especially defensively.
That was my question. Can the Saints actually play defense? I've never seen this before.
Yeah, this is much improved defense. They're running the ball. Drew Brees didn't even have a big game last week, and they still won.
Pound the ball with
Matt,
Mark
what do you think
Ingram?
about the Saints?
You know, I'm big on the Saints. I like them. Breeze and Peyton have been there before. They've got the playoff experience. They got the Super Bowl victory together. I definitely think you got to look out for them, but I'm not ready to put them ahead of our old friend Andy just yet. The Chiefs are still a really good football team. Their schedule's only going to get a little bit easier. I was just looking at it, and I still think right now the Chiefs got them beat, but got to look out for them.
And we just talked about the playoff picture a little bit here, Matt, and both leagues are wide open. Who do you think the Eagles' biggest threat is in the NFC? Is it Seattle?
Yeah, it's Seattle. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll. That's all you need to know. It's Seattle, especially if for some reason we have to go into Seattle. It's hard to go to Seattle and win.
Yeah, I kind of think the Eagles' season is starting now because them and Seattle, they're only a game up on Seattle. They got a pretty tough game this week. I know Osweiler's the quarterback, but they got a tough game this week. At least Denver's defense is good. Then they got the Cowboys. Chicago, whatever. But then they got to play Seattle. They got to play the Rams, teams that are in contention right now. And it may come down to home field in some of those games. This is the start of the Eagles season now that we are here at 7-1 for me, because you're right. I wouldn't want to go play in Seattle. I think that's my biggest fear. Is there another team that either you guys wouldn't want to play come January?
Absolutely. You do not want to play the Cowboys in the playoffs. Absolutely. You don't want to see Dak and Zeke. You don't want to mess around with it. Hopefully they can lose some games here with Zeke being suspended. We do not want to play Dallas.
I would agree. I think the good news is I don't think Dallas will get there if the suspension stays, which it looks like it's going to.
You know what, dude?
I
It
gotta
might
go
not.
back.
It might not. They were saying Zeke might play this week. That's a mess, that situation. I'm not saying anything until it actually happens. Until he's not on the field Sunday, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
But I would
think we
agree with
can go back
Rob.
to-
If Zeke was on the field all season, I would say the Cowboys would be the biggest threat over Seattle. Like I said last
If
week.
Zeke
But
stays healthy, I agree.
so is there any other
No, New
team
Orleans
you wouldn't
will.
want to play, or is
Gotta go
Seattle
back
it?
for the Saints. I mean, you just mentioned them. New Orleans is right there, and I mentioned it as well. That they have that experience. They have a veteran quarterback who is unreal, and they got a lot of talent. That Kamara-Ingram combo is really good, so they can jam it down your throat, and it opens up the play action for Michael Thomas. And
I put them in the top
I
five.
don't want to see them.
But at the end of the day, I'm not really afraid of the Saints. I got to be honest with you. I'm just not. And, call me crazy. The only team, I asked the question, but honestly, the only team I'm really scared of is Seattle. If there is another team, let me know. See, the Eagles' odds, like I just said to Rob, to get to the Super Bowl are 6-1. Seattle's are 10-1. I mean, that's a big dip, I feel like. And, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it makes me feel good inside to see the Eagles at 6-1 and then the next team at 10-1.
Absolutely.
It makes me feel great inside, baby.
All right.
Woo!
All right, Maddie, you got anything else for us this week coming up? Any articles? What do you got?
I'm working on something special for you. Obviously, the power rankings, look out for them every week, but I think I got a hot piece coming in real soon.
All right, and real quick before you get out of here, your boy Colin Cowherd thinks Seattle's number 1. Just your thoughts before I let you go.
I think my boy Colin Cowherd is working on trying to find ratings, and he's Colin Cowherd, dude. That man is a coward. He just wants people to click on it. He wants people to interact with that. First, he roasted us about getting rid of Andy Reid, and then he put us as one of the best teams in the NFL. Now he just magically has us drop after a beatdown on San Fran. We literally made San Fran trade for a starting quarterback, and we went from the 1-2 team after a blowout victory.
I agree with you. Just clickbait. Fox has like some vendetta against Philly. Their ratings are so bad they got to poke Eagle fans to try to get people to watch. I agree with you. All right, Matt. Thanks for calling. We'll talk to you again next week. All right, bud?
Take it easy, guys.
All right. That's Matt Hudson, the Power Rankings King. He does a great job. He's brash. He's got an attitude. He runs his mouth, but he knows what he's talking about, and he's a great addition to Mouthpiece. He really does a great job. You know, I agree with you, though, Rob. I think the Cowboys, if Zeke does play, say the NFL just drops this whole thing and he does play the rest of the season, I think the Cowboys are definitely the Eagles' biggest threat.
Oh, yeah. That is the last thing we want. We got lucky with Rodgers going down. We can get rid of Zeke. The path is there. Get home field, beat Seattle. We'll see you in the Super Bowl, Brady.
It's crazy that, we're talking about it's November 2nd, and we're talking about home field advantage. It's a pretty cool thing to be doing here.
I mean, that's where you're at. You can't deny it. No matter what the expectations were at the beginning of the year, they changed.
They did change, and I hate to, like I said, I hate to keep getting ahead of myself. I don't think this season, no matter how it ends, will be a failure. But you're right. Expectations have changed. Now I want home field. Now I want to host an NFC title game. Now I want to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota for the Super Bowl. Yeah, I can't help it. I do want it. I want it.
I need it.
Come on, people. We want it. Let's go. EAGLES. All right. And we're going to transition here into fantasy football. We're going to bring in the fantasy football guru because my team is in shambles this week. And if my team's in shambles, I'm sure other people's teams are in shambles with all these crazy buys this week. And Shane is brought to us by Draft. Fantasy football fans, listen up. Join the highest rated fantasy football app, Draft. Playing a real live snake draft would be done in under 5 minutes. And they last for just 1 week. Drafts start every couple minutes, so you can join one right now for week 5. The best part? Play for cold, hard cash. And get this, your chances of winning are 80% better than on the salary cap sites. All new players get a free entry into a real money draft when you make your first deposit. But you have to use the promo code MPST. That's right, play a real money game for free just by using the promo code MPST. And it even gets better. Draft is so sure you'll love it that they're even offering Glockcast listeners a money-back guarantee up to $100. Just search Draft in your app store or go to draft.com and come play free right now with promo code MPST. And like I said, brought to you by Draft, we are bringing in the fantasy guru, Shane Dunphy. He had Melvin Gordon last week. What up, Shane?
Yo, what's going on?
Not much, man. How's it going? You hit it last week. I need you back for more. You did.
I'm back. I'm resurging again this week.
All right, Shane, let's start with some studs for this week. I need some studs, man. Hopefully I can win a draft league because I'm definitely not winning my week this week. Give me some studs.
I mean, it's no secret Deshaun Watson is now an elite quarterback. I mean, he threw for 400 yards last week, 4 TDs, and he's got Indy this week. They let Blake Bortles, who's not elite, throw for over 300 yards. I mean, he's going to have a field day out there. He's a guy I'd be looking to stream all week. Hopkins obviously gets an uptick. Same with Lamar Miller. That entire matchup, I play everyone in that offense. I probably fade Fuller this week. I was on him last week, but I don't think he can score every single week. But he should still have a productive day. I also like Kareem the Dream this week. He's got a tasty matchup against Dallas, and I think he finds his way back into the end zone. And then also, I'm all over LaShawn McCoy again. I don't like playing Thursday guys, but Shady's back, baby.
Yeah, he is
back. He's back. Shady is back.
Yeah, that was a heck of a performance last week for LaShawn McCoy. You know what I really need? I need sleepers because I got Jerick McKinnon, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Le'Veon Bell on a bye, and Zeke about to get suspended. Please give me some sleepers here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on bye this week, and it's jamming me up too. Some guys that might be on the waiver wire, and some guys I like. Evan Ingram this week, I think. I mean, he's got an okay matchup, but he's one of the guys that Eli targets now. I also like Terrence Williams with no Zeke. Feel like Dez is going to get a lot of attention, so Terrence Williams can stretch the field, might have a big week, and Marvin Jones on Detroit. He's seen double-digit targets the last 2 weeks. I actually picked him up in one of my leagues, and I'm starting him with confidence this week.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good year, Marvin Jones. All right, I'm going to give you two guys. You pick which one I should start. All right, because I feel like if I'm having this problem, a lot of people are having this problem. All right, Alex Collins, running back of Baltimore, or Kenyon Drake, the new running back of the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone hopped on the Kenyon Drake train, as they should. I mean, he's the guy that's probably going to get the nod there over Damian Williams, but I'm not. I'm still. I need the Dolphins to prove it to me, and same goes with Alex Collins. I mean, yeah, he had a good week last week, but the guy's splitting carries, and as long as Javaris Buck Allen's in there, I really don't like either of them, but I'd have to lean towards Drake more than Collins. I think he's more of a flash in the pan.
Okay. I know this is a tough situation for anybody to pick here. Alfred Morris or Darren McFadden, though?
Well,
it's just
I
a flip of the coin.
So I'm hoping it's Alfred Morris because I don't have Darren McFadden on my roster. But, I mean, let's face it, that guy's been in street clothes pretty much all season. Alfred Morris has been the guy that comes in for maybe 1 to 2 carries just while Zeke eats spaghetti and meatballs and gets a drink of water on the bench. So I'm going to go Darren McFadden not getting the carries and Freddie Morris.
At least try Alfred Morris for this week and see how it plays out. One more I'm going to shoot at you. Devin Funchess or Mohamed Sanu?
This is a tough one because Carolina just traded away their best receiver, and you would think Funchess gets the pick, but, I mean, to be honest with you, again, got to prove it to me. And he's never really handled that number coverage. I don't know how he's going to react to it, and he's only had like 50 yards and like 6 catches in the last 2 weeks, where Sanu's, he's getting like the majority of the targets. He had 17 targets the last 2 weeks, so I'm going to give it to Sanu until Funchess proves it to me otherwise.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, at least Funchess a little bit opens up with Calvin Benjamin, but Sanu has been pretty good. They actually play each other this week. It's just a rough week for fantasy in general. So hopefully that'll help some people out there. I know my team is an absolute disaster. All right, we're going to go into a 6-pack of picks here with Shane. Me, Shane, Rob. Shane, can you hang with us for a 6-pack?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's start. It's a rough week in the NFL, so I added some college games on here, some playoff implication college games. Let's start with Virginia Tech, -2.5, going to undefeated Miami. Shane, start us off. Who you got?
I'm going with the U outright.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like Virginia Tech. I mean, they got a great defense, but going into Miami, I think the U's back.
All right, Rob?
I'll take Voltech. That freshman kid's a stud.
I'm going to go with Virginia Tech because the line's telling me to. And Miami's got to lose. The committee put them down. I think they're at 8. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech. All right, Rob, you start us off with this one. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, a 2.5-point favorite. Bedlam. Who do you got?
I'll take Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield.
All right, Shane?
Yeah, smart money's on the Sooners, and, I mean, Baker Mayfield. Robbie Rubio said it.
You know what? I kind of agree with you guys, but I hate Baker Mayfield so much that I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. You know, they're at home. I just watched them last week. They played pretty good against West Virginia for the most part, a couple sloppy turnovers. But I'm not rooting for Oklahoma, so I'm going to go with Oklahoma State because I don't like Baker Mayfield. How's that sound? All right. Now we'll go to the pro. I'll start this one off. We got Atlanta. Robbie's Atlanta Falcons at Carolina. Carolina's a 1-point favorite. I'm going to roll with the Panthers. Rob?
I'm all over the Falcons. This is a must-win for the Falcons. I think Matty Ice shows up.
All right, Shane?
Yeah, I'm with Robbie. I'm going to ride his Panthers this week. And -1, I don't see the Panthers winning with that line. Plus, he's got to figure it out eventually, right?
Yeah, true. I'm going to go with the Panthers. All right, Rams -3.5 at the Giants. So the Giants have anything left. Shane, start us.
I'm going with the Rams. I mean, there's no answer for they're going to bring to that. He is going to run all over the place.
Rob?
That's a good line by Vegas. I'm just going to take the Giants at home, but I could see the Rams winning by a T. I'll go Giants.
All right, I'm going to go with the Rams in a blowout. I think the Giants are done. I think they quit. Janoris Jenkins out. I mean, the Giants are 1-6. I'm going to roll with the Rams. And then probably the best game of the week, KC travels to, we think, the Ezekiel Elliott-less Dallas Cowboys. KC is 1-point favorite. I'm going to go with Dallas in this one. I think KC's going down the toilet. At least Dallas can get it together for 1 week without Zeke. And that's the way I think. Shane?
I'm going Kansas City. Big. I mean, I just think that defense has no idea what's coming in there. And Alex Smith has looked like actually a totally different player than I thought he was. And Kareem's going to be heavily involved. I think Travis Kelce has a nice day. And Tyreek kind of put up a dud last week. I think he goes nuts. There's
threw
no
an
one that can cover
interception.
him.
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Rob?
He threw a tight ball, though.
I think I'm going to ride with Dallas. That can win this game. The 1-point line should be bigger than that.
All right, and Monday Night Football, not the same juice as it would have if Aaron Rodgers was playing. Detroit is -2.5 in Lambeau. I'm going to go with Detroit. Rob would say you.
I'm on Detroit.
Shane?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put my money on the highest paid player in the league. Stafford rolls over these guys.
He is the highest paid. Yo, I saw you get into it with somebody on Twitter, and I'm going to play this here for the people if you got one more second here to hang with us.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, everybody, this is – I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you. I've never heard of this show, and I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. I never heard of the show, and I've heard of Chris Carter, obviously, but the guy that's with him, I still don't know his name, but I'm going to play it anyway. Shane was real offended by this guy's comments, and you know what? When I heard him, I was too. So I'm sure you guys will be as well. So here they are. The show is called First Things First.
I do not think this move made the Eagles a Super Bowl contender, even though I like the move. Listen, you are making your team better for this year. That draft pick is not going to help you this season. Nope. Jay Ajayi last year was outstanding. One of just 3 players in NFL history to have 3 separate 200-yard games in one season. This year hasn't been the same guy, but maybe change of scenery, maybe a little motivation. Like, hey, it can go quick in this league for you. You were the man of the year in Miami last year. This year they don't even need you anymore. So maybe he does get back to the 2016 form. I just don't trust Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is a good team. I do not think Philadelphia is a great team. And when you look at the NFC, it's very interesting comparing the two conferences. Top 3 teams in the AFC. Why are they where they are? Because of outstanding offense. Chiefs, Patriots, Steelers. The Steelers probably have the best defense of those 3 teams, but all those teams are dominated by their offenses. Top teams in the NFC aside from Philadelphia. What do you like about them? Well, you love Seattle's defense. You love
All right, I've heard enough of this idiot. He just buries the Eagles, says they're not a Super Bowl contender. He actually puts the Panthers and the Saints over top of them. Shane, I just think this is honestly just another opportunity for Fox to poke Eagle fans and try to get ratings. What do you think about it?
100%. I also think it's another opportunity to call someone a virgin, because this guy is a virgin. And if you look at him, he's a virgin. His name's Nick Wright. I mean, whose man's is this? Can someone come get him? Because he said he's only scared of Zach Ertz as a receiver.
Yeah, he goes on to rip the Eagles.
Jeffrey's just somewhat good now. What's this guy watching? This is one of the most explosive offenses in football right now. I mean,
they've scored.
I think Ajayi is a great addition, and I think the NFC is wide open. All roads have to come through Philadelphia if the schedule pans out how I think it is. And I mean, I don't want to jump on the Super Bowl like, yeah, hey, we're going to win this thing. But, I mean, I don't see anyone that's beaten us in the NFC. I'm a little worried about Seattle, maybe the Vikings. But, I mean, right now, everything's pointing towards us. So,
all right, we agree.
I think the Ajayi addition, we got a 2-headed monster now.
We agree.
Blunt and Ajayi. I mean, come on, dude. This guy's an idiot. And CeCe, if you watch the video, CeCe thinks this guy's just as much of an idiot as I do.
Yeah. Chris Carter actually picks up for the Eagles. That's when you know it's bad, because he never picks up for the Eagles.
I know, and I think CeCe too put the guy in a body bag and actually laughed that he picked the Saints over us. I mean,
true.
The Panthers too. The guy's trying to claim that the Panthers had like valuable wins this year.
Yeah, I'm not.
They have a great defense. I'm sorry.
When I saw it, I'm not
lose to
even.
the Eagles?
I'm not even like offended anymore by stuff like this. I was mad about the MVP thing last week. I couldn't. This guy, if you guys want to check it out, it's on our Twitter at MP Sports Talk. This dude's a dope.
It's fake news.
It is what it is. It doesn't matter. The
Fake
Eagles. You can't
news
say
is
the Eagles
right.
are not a Super Bowl contender. It's absolute idiocy. So, all right, Shane, Shane Dunphy's matchups will be out later today. You better check them if you want to win your matchup this week. Shane, thanks for being with us. We'll get with you next week, all right?
You got it. All right,
man.
boys. Squeeze
Later.
it easy.
All right, that's Shane Dunphy, Fantasy Guru. His matchups will be out today. Make sure you check them out. What do you think about that Fox thing, Rob?
I just think it's fake news. They're trying to get the show's name out there, and Philadelphia's fan base will leech on to something like that and torture the guy.
I know. It's whatever. Fox. I think they had like a meeting and just were like, all right, our ratings are so bad, nobody's watching. Let's just rip Philadelphia fans because at least they care enough. But let's get into some birds here. I think this is a big game for the Eagles this week. I know it's an 8-point line. I know the Eagles are a heavy favorite. I know Brock Osweiler's coming to town. But, dude, I need 8-1 like I need air.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. The Broncos don't have a shot. Brock is in so much trouble with this defensive line. He's not going to know what to do.
Anything worry you about this game? I'm a little worried about the offensive line, man.
Yeah, our offensive line. I mean, Big V, are they going to be moving Von Miller there all day, torturing him?
Von Miller plays the right side from what I watch. But, I mean, Lane Johnson had a bad game Sunday, too.
I still have faith in Lane. I'm not going to say I don't.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I just got to see a little. That's what, I mean, definitely going to be the number one thing I'm watching is the offensive line this week.
For the rest of the year.
Yeah. You got to protect Wentz. I mean, the Denver Broncos stopped the run pretty well, so it's going to be on Wentz to get some points this week. I mean, I think he's up for the challenge. Believe me, I don't think the Eagles are going to lose this game.
No.
But, this isn't the San Francisco 49ers.
Absolutely not.
At least defensively. I mean, their offense is pretty putrid, Denver.
Oh, yeah, our
I
defense,
can't.
field day.
Yeah, Brock Osweiler does stink. You got a prediction for me here about the Eagles game on Sunday?
I'm going to go with, 24-17, 7-point win.
Yeah, so they're not going to cover. You don't have them.
Nah, 8's big.
I'll have my full report Sunday, and they have been right on the money. I do think the Eagles are going to win, though, but we'll break it down on a different level Sunday morning. It'll be out 8 a.m., mouthpiecesportstalk.com. Philadelphia is becoming a city of winners before our eyes here, Rob. And you brought it up at the beginning of the show. The Sixers are now 500 after a big win again last night, 3 in a row. Ben Simmons is just on another level. Tell me about your love fest again.
This is the city to be in. Ben Simmons is legitimately LeBron James. He's going to be a 22, 9, and 7 guy for a decade, without doubt.
He's on another level, and then you add that with Embiid.
What do you want out of Embiid? It's a 25 and 12. That's where he's going to end up if he can stay healthy.
And what were you comparing him to the other night?
I was saying that, Ben Simmons and Embiid are Shaq and LeBron.
Dude, I agree with you. I agree. When you texted me that, I was like, you know what, dude? We literally have Shaq and LeBron in this city. I mean, this is beyond Shaq and Kobe. This is a better version. If Embiid's healthy, Simmons is going to be – he is a nightmare defensively.
No one can stick him. In transition, he's impossible to cover.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the sky's the limit for this team. I mean, I think they're going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do. I mean, we could use a little better rotation on some given nights, but I do think they're going to end up being in the playoffs. I would like to get Fultz healthy, too. And the Okafor thing, though, is a disaster. I want to bring that back in because the Phillies made a move this week. They finally hired their guy, Gabe Kapler. He's an analytics guy. He's a big sabermetrics guy. But if you just watch the World Series, those are two of the most analytically driven teams in the league. And you see where they were. I need the Phillies to get back to that World Series. I need October baseball so bad. I like Kapler. I like the outside-the-box hire. But now the clock has started on GM Matt Klentak. They do have some pieces here. He's got to build this team into a World Series contender starting this offseason. The clock has started. There's no more excuses. There's no Ruben Amar. There's no, I didn't have my manager. You have everything. Now it's all on you, pal. So it's time. I need the Phillies to get better. So I think the Phillies are trending in the right direction. I think the Sixers are above and beyond in the right direction. The Eagles are 7-1, the favorite to go to the Super Bowl. I give you a number, Rob, of 2.5. Over under 2.5 parades by 2020.
Give me the over. Give me Wentz this year and another time, and then give me Ben Simmons in 2020.
I like where you're going. I agree with the over. I'm going to stay with the over, too. I'm going to knock on wood for this year. We'll see. I can't tell you I don't believe it. I don't want to go over. I don't want to be over the top, but I'm feeling pretty good right this second. It's, like I said, 6-1 odds to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to take the over as well. I think the Phillies win one, too. I think the Eagles, Sixers, and Phillies all win one.
I'm going to need a couple pairs of parade shoes if that's the case.
And I actually think, here's a bold statement, I actually think the Phillies will win one before the Sixers. I know this is going to bug you and a lot of other people, so I want to hear your thoughts on that.
There's no shot. I haven't done my due diligence on the hire, but the Sixers are in the position to do it. They got 2 superstars, Fultz, Simmons is a game changer, 2020.
I think it's harder to win a championship in the NBA than it is the MLB.
Because of LeBron.
Yeah, and because of the Warriors, because of OKC, because of there's a lot of teams out there.
I think Simmons is legitimately will be the best player.
I'm
going
to throw that question out there today. I'm sure a lot of people are going to pick the Sixers because they're in season. The Phillies were the worst team in the league last year. But Phillies or Sixers, who wins his first championship between those two? Let's hope it's the Eagles this year, though. Okay. All right, let's hope that. So that's a good question. And the Sixers have Brian Colangelo, which could be a big issue.
I'm
not exactly a Matt Klentak guy, but hey, we'll see. Ooh, yeah. But back to football tonight. The playoff-bound Buffalo Bills, our biggest surprise of the first half of the season, travel. Well, they don't travel far. They travel to MetLife Stadium against the Jets. And actually, you know what? I'm going to be watching every second of this game. The Jets play hard. The Bills need this game. I'm like 3 in a row. I'm on Thursday Night Football here, too, by the way. Let's just add that in.
This is a letdown spot for the Buffalo Bills.
It could be, but I'm not buying it. Give me the Buffalo Bills minus the 3.
And give me Robbie Anderson and the Jets.
Wow.
Jets.
I don't like it at all. We'll see. Big game tonight. I will be watching. I got to be honest with you. All right. I said it in the beginning of the show. This episode of the Glockcast was sponsored by Gladiator Custom Mouth Guards, and we are proud to announce our partnership with Gladiator Custom Mouth Guards. They have made our new logo. You can log onto our website. You can see the banner ad right on there. All right, let me tell you what Gladiator Custom Mouth Guards are all about. They are the premier custom fit mouth guard company in the USA. A Gladiator is engineered with a patented cut designed to intimately fit each individual athlete's mouth, offering maximum comfort, the best fit, and the most protective mouth guard available. Visit www.gladiatorguards.com today to experience the difference, or you can log on mouthpiecesportstalk.com, click the emblem, and it goes directly to their website. We are so proud to have them as our second sponsor, and they are the official sponsor of Mouthpiece Sports Talk. Check out the new logo today. I will have a video announcing it as well. We are so excited to have them in the fold, our second sponsor in just over 2 months. All right, Rob, thank you for joining me today. Matt Hudson, Shane Dunphy. Listen, Dunphy's matchups later today. Sixers covers from Joe Pop. Power rankings in the NBA from Jay Berg. Hudson's completely out of his mind. His NFL power rankings are fire. The Glockcast, me and Rob. Kevin Christian with the Flyers. The Wentz Report. Game previews are on point. We now do video reviews right after the game. We have the best content going. Follow at MP Sports Talk. Like us on Facebook. Join the revolution. We are here to stay. Glockcast, I'll talk to you next week.